So now you got the expression for small letter I, that is, let it be equation number 2. Now we will find IR0, that is other component that is passing through the resistance R0. So you know that current is nothing but the potential difference divided by resistance, isn't it? So let me know what is the potential difference across R0. What is the potential difference across R0? Please understand the connection. Where this R0 is connected, one end is connected to the source terminal and another end is connected towards the drain terminal. So accordingly, you find what is the potential difference. What is the voltage available at source and what is the voltage available at the drain? Find the difference divided by the resistance. That will be your current IR0. Can anybody tell me the expression for IR0? IR0 is a current flowing through R0. So what will be the potential at source and what will be the potential at drain? So the difference you can compute divided by the resistance. So what is the potential difference? Yes, please see the circuit and try to understand what is the potential difference between the source and drain. Nikita?
Yes, sir.
Yes, what is the voltage difference between source and drain? To the source terminal, we have the voltage Vi, and at the drain terminal, we have the voltage V0. So the voltage difference is Vi minus V0 divided by the resistances R0. So the expression for IR0 is Vi minus V0 divided by R0. Now, V0 is the output voltage across the load resistance, and the current IA is passing through load resistance. So you can write the expression of V0 by using Ohm's law. So write the expression of V0 using Ohm's law, that is nothing but IA into RL. So this is the equation for IR0, that is nothing but the potential difference across the source and drain terminal divided by the resistance R0. In place of V0, you will write it as IA into RL by using Ohm's law. So now you got the equation for I and IR0. Put it in equation number 1, because already by applying the Kirchhoff's current law, you have written the expression for input current, which is nothing but the sum of the transistor current plus the resistance flowing through R0. So put it in equation number 1 and take all the terms having IA to the left hand side and retain the terms Vi in the right hand side, because you're going to find the ratio between Vi and IA. So you need to separate the Vi terms and IA terms. So here you are having IA term, right? So that will come along with this IA. So it will become plus IA into RL by R0. This R0 is common for both the two terms. And remaining terms comprises of Vi. So that can be taken outside. So that will be Vi multiplied by Gm plus GMB plus 1 by R0. Now find the ratio Vi by Ia. Vi by Ia will become 1 plus RL by R0 divided by Gm plus GMB plus 1 by R0. After that, you can simplify it by taking the LCM. So after taking LCM, R0 will appear over here. So R0 plus RL whole divided by R0 by Gm R0 plus GMB R0 plus 1 whole divided by R0. So R0 will get cancelled from both the numerator and denominator after taking the LCM, and your result will be like this. So this is the equation for R in, where you can take Gm outside in the denominator for the first two terms. Sorry, R0. R0 can be taken outside for the first two terms as it is common. This is the expression for input resistance of a common gate amplifier with the active load. Any doubts? Bhanu Prakash?
Yes, sir.
So now next we will find the output resistance. Now we will find output resistance. Please draw the circuit diagram. So this circuit diagram is used to compute the output resistance of a common gate amplifier. So what is the difference that you are observing in this diagram? When you compare with your previous diagram, what is the difference that you are seeing? Yes, please, what is the difference that you are observing? Soumya? Difference that you are observing in this diagram?
So previously basic we gave at source.
Previously, basic we have given to the source terminal. Now I have removed that basic. And why? Because I am trying to compute my output resistance. So we need not focus your input signal. So that will be short circuited. So the signal voltage basic will be short circuited, and I will enter a dummy voltage source Vx. Okay, I will fix a dummy voltage source Vx at the output terminal, that is a drain terminal, because I need to compute the ratio between this particular voltage and the output current. So output voltage by output current is nothing but your output resistance. So what I will be doing is I will be fixing a dummy voltage source Vx, and through which I will consider a current Ix, and we are going to compute the resistance, I mean the ratio between Vx and Ix, that will be your output resistance. And I will not use RL in this computation. Why? Because RL will not have any effect on output resistance. So that is different, right? So RL is considered to be the external resistance, so that will be different. So excluding RL, I'm going to compute the output resistance of this particular transistor alone. So let the dummy voltage Vx or the test voltage Vx I have connected at the drain terminal, and the current coming from Vx is Ix. So this current Ix will be entering to the drain terminal. And also you know that The current I will be coming from source to drain. So this I will call it as I, because I is nothing but your current coming from your signal input, right? As per your previous diagram, you know the current direction I from the source towards drain. So same current direction I will be retaining here also. So if you see this, Ix is the entering current to D and I is also entering to D. So the current flowing through R0 will be the outgoing current, which is nothing but the sum of the two incoming currents. Okay. So I plus Ix will be the leaving current from the drain terminal that will be passing through R0. So this will be again entering to the source. I will be the leaving current. So if I plus Ix is the entering, I is entering to the source. So what will be the remaining current? Ix is the remaining current that will be moving through Rs towards the ground. Again, I will explain. I plus Ix is flowing through R0 and it is entering towards source. Already I have considered I as the transistor current that will be moving upwards. So what is the remaining current? From I plus Ix, I will subtract I. So the remaining current Ix will be now flowing through Rs towards the ground. So from the test voltage, Ix is entering towards the drain, and after that, Ix is leaving out of the transistor and moving towards the ground. I hope the current direction is clear for you. Any doubts with respect to circuit diagram? So please feel free ask to doubts. Otherwise, it will be complicated for you while studying. So analysis is very important. You have to write each and every steps, understand and then write. Don't by heart. It will not work out. Okay. So first, let us write the current flowing through R0. The current flowing through R0 is I plus Ix. And already we know the value of I as per our previous discussion. The current through the transistor is defined as Gm plus Gmb into VGS. But here the source voltage is equal to V. I have taken it as V. The previous case I have taken it as V in. Now I have taken as V. That's all. Okay. So Gm plus Gmb into VGS is equivalent to V. Why? Because gate is grounded, source voltage is V. So I will take it as V. Now also V can be considered as the voltage across Rs, right? Because the other end of Rs is grounded. So the voltage across Rs is nothing but a V, which is equal to the current Ix into Rs according to Ohm's law. So V is equal to Ix into Rs, equation number 2. So now you got the expression for transistor current I as well as the source voltage V. Clear? Now substitute in equation number 1. I mean in this current I plus Ix. This is your total current through R0, that is I plus Ix. So in this we will substitute the value of I, that is Gm plus Gmb into V plus Ix. So this will be the total current passing through your R0. I have written I in terms of V. So this is your current passing through R0, equation number 3. Now start applying KVL to the output loop. Apply KVL to the output loop. Your voltage is Vx, right? So input is Vx. So Vx is equal to some voltage is dropping across Rs and another voltage is dropping across D and S. So there are two fractions for this Vx. A fraction of voltage will appear across DS and another fraction will come across Rs, that is nothing but V. So how you can write Vx? Vx is the voltage drop across R0 plus small letter V. So Vx is equal to, that is applying KVL to the output loop. Vx is equal to V plus voltage across R0. Voltage across R0, according to Ohm's law, you can write the total current into R0. That is V plus Ix into R0. From equation number 2, you know that V is Ix into Rx. And you know the equation for I plus Ix from equation number 3. Substitute 3 and 2 in this equation and rewrite it. Again, you are finding V here. That V also can be replaced as Ix into Rs. You know that V is Ix into Rs from equation number 2. So if you see this equation, you have only Vx and Ix with you. After that, you will be able to calculate the ratio between Vx and Ix. That is nothing but your output resistance R out. So please do it. And tomorrow, tell me what will be the equation of output resistance Vx by Ix. Clear? So just after applying the KVL to the output loop, you need to replace V in terms of Ix, so that all the equations, if you see all the terms, if you see, it will be in terms of Ix. This is in Ix. This is also in Ix. This can be also in Ix when you substitute V as Ix. So take Ix common, find the ratio. In the first two term, again, Rs is common. So take Rs outside and finalize the equation. This is your output resistance R. That is a method of finding your output. So as of now, what we have done is we have done the analysis of input resistance and output resistance of a common gate amplifier with active load. Our objective is to find the cutoff frequency, but in order to find the cutoff frequency by this method, we need to know the value of input resistance and output resistance. Only for that particular thing we have computed these two. Okay, so tomorrow we will learn how to find the cutoff frequency of a common gate amplifier using the open circuit time constant method. Thank you, students.